Hi there, I'm Dr. Rolanda Fabian, wife, mom, educator, veteran, wellness enthusiast, and I'm also the proud founder of Bright Idea Consulting. I'm passionate about helping you thrive, prioritizing your well-being, achieving your breakthroughs, and unlocking your personal potential. Here, we dive into practical tips, inspiring conversations, and transformative strategies to help you navigate life's challenges with confidence and grace. Whether you're looking to strengthen your relationships, practice better self-care, or find balance amidst the chaos, you are in the right place. So if you're ready to grow and create the life you always dreamed about, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode and start building your brighter tomorrow today.
I want to start today with a question, and I don't want you to answer it quickly. I want you to actually sit with it. Here it is. What would you have to accomplish? What would have to happen for you to feel like you are allowed to celebrate yourself? Take a moment. Think about it honestly, because if your answer starts with when I get the next promotion, when I lose the weight, when the business hits a certain number, when the kids are settled, when I finally feel like I've earned it, then this episode is for you. And honestly, it's for almost every high-achieving woman I have ever met. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Rolanda's Bright Ideas. Today, we are beginning a series on celebration. Not celebration as a party, but real celebration, the kind that lives in your bones. And we're starting with the foundational belief that you have not yet arrived. I'm here to challenge that belief today, directly and completely. Let me tell you about the Milestone Myth. The Milestone Myth is the belief that celebration is a reward, and rewards must be earned, and the criteria for earning keeps changing. And most of us learned it before we were old enough to question it. Maybe you grew up in a home where hard work was honored and celebration was considered showing off, where staying humble meant minimizing your wins, where the highest compliment someone could give was, "She works so hard and never complains. She gives everything. She doesn't need any recognition." And you internalize that. You learn to keep your head down, keep working, and let the work speak for itself. And so you set a milestone. When I reach X, then I'll celebrate. And you reached it. And you moved the bar. And you set a new milestone. And you reached that. And you moved the bar again. This has been going on for years, decades maybe. Here's what that creates: a life full of genuine accomplishments, and a woman who has never actually stopped to honor them. A life that looks extraordinary from the outside and feels like a treadmill from the inside. That is the cost of the Milestone Myth, and it is a real cost. It shows up in your body, in your relationships, in your spirit, in how you feel when you wake up on a Monday morning. Now, I want to talk about something that's underneath the Milestone Myth, and that's the belief in the finish line. The finish line is the moment you've been building toward, the moment when everything is done, everything is stable, everything is in place, and then you rest, then you celebrate, then you exhale. For women like you, high-achieving, high-responsibility, high-capacity women, that finish line does not exist. And I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean it as a fact, because you are the kind of woman who always sees what's next, who is always building something, who has a vision that is always a few steps ahead of where she currently stands. That is a gift. That is the engine of everything you've created. But if you tie your celebration to the finish line, to the moment when everything is complete, you will celebrate exactly never. Because for a woman like you, complete is not a destination, it's a direction. So the question becomes, if the finish line isn't coming, if there will always be something next, when exactly were you planning to celebrate? When exactly were you planning to stop and say, I see what I have built, I see who I have become, and she is worth honoring? If the answer is not yet, sis, we have work to do. In Inner Realm WELLth, we work across 4 realms: spirit, physical, mental, and emotional. And I want to show you what living in not yet mode is costing you in every single one of them. In your spirit realm, when you are always in striving mode, always proving, always working toward the next thing, you lose access to the part of you that can receive. Spiritually, there is something called the posture of reception. It's the opposite of striving. It's the capacity to open your hands and let good things in. When you're perpetually in almost there mode, your hands are always fists, always holding, always gripping, and you cannot receive with fists. The spiritual cost of uncelebrated achievement is that you begin to feel like God's grace is conditional on your output, like you have to earn your blessings, like rest is rebellion. And that is a theological error, but more importantly, it is an exhausting way to live. In your physical realm, your nervous system does not know the difference between a deadline and a lion. When you are chronically
Hey there, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to know if you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, this is the perfect time to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the practical tips and inspiring conversations and our proven strategies where we're showing you how to prioritize yourself, strengthen your relationships, and thrive in every area of your life. Did you know that most of our listeners say these episodes have given them the clarity and tools that they needed to start making real changes? So don't miss out. Subscribe now and stay connected to the community that's all about helping you grow and glow. All right, now let's get back to the show.
When you are chronically in striving mode, always in, not yet, always pushing, never arriving, your body stays in a low-grade stress response. Cortisol elevated, inflammation slow cooking, sleep disrupted, energy inconsistent, and you wonder why you're tired. It's because your body never gets the signal. We made it. We're okay. We can rest now. In your mental realm, the uncelebrated win becomes invisible. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. When you consistently skip past your accomplishments, when you never register a win as a win before moving to the next goal, your brain stops looking for them. Your brain learns that accomplishments are checkboxes, not evidence. And over time, you start to struggle to see what you've built, which is exactly when imposter syndrome shows up. In your emotional realm, this is where the grief lives. Because every time you were supposed to stop and say, I did it, and you didn't, there was a tiny, quiet loss. And those losses accumulate, and eventually they become a heaviness you can't name, a flatness that doesn't make sense given how much you have, a sense that something is missing, even when everything looks full. That accumulation is real, and it matters, and it is not fixed by another accomplishment. It is fixed by finally, actually, genuinely celebrating the ones you already have. Now, I know some of you are pushing back right now. You're thinking, but Dr. Rolanda, I am grateful. I count my blessings. I know how blessed I am. I would never take what I have for granted. And I believe you. I genuinely do. But I want to make a distinction that I think is going to change something for you. Gratitude and celebration are not the same thing. I want to do something with you right now, and I need you to actually do it, not just listen to me say it. I want you to think about yourself 10 years ago, maybe 15, maybe 20. Just pick a version of yourself from a chapter that felt genuinely uncertain. A time when you weren't sure how things were going to turn out. Got her? Good. Now, think about what she was hoping for, what she was working toward, what she was praying about, what she would have considered a miracle if she could see it. Now look at your life. I would be willing to bet a significant amount that you have done things, built things, survived things, grown into things that your 10 years ago self would have wept to see. Things she was afraid would never happen. Things she wasn't sure she was capable of. Things she prayed for in private and wasn't sure were really possible for someone like her. And when those things happened, you moved on. You checked the box. You gave yourself maybe a moment, then you were already on to the next thing. You walked past your own miracle. You barely looked at it. That ends today, starting right now in this episode. I want to tell you something personal because this podcast is not about concepts for me. This is my life. I remember a specific moment. I was sitting in a leadership meeting, big room, impressive people. And I was the most accomplished woman at that table by almost every visible metric, the degrees, the title, the track record. And I drove home that afternoon and I sat in my driveway and I couldn't move. Not because anything had gone wrong. Nothing had gone wrong. I had been excellent in that room, as I always was. I sat there because I had the sudden quiet realization that I had been in rooms like that for years, performing, leading, achieving, and I had never once, not once, sat with what I had built and said, "This is extraordinary. You did something here." I had been so focused on what was next that I had made the present invisible. And I remember sitting in that car and thinking, if I cannot celebrate this, what exactly am I working toward? If the arrival never comes, what is all of this for? That question changed my life. Not dramatically, not overnight, but it started something. A slow, honest reckoning with the fact that I had been waiting for permission that was never coming from the outside. The permission was always mine. I just had to take it. Here's what I want you to take with you from today. You are not in a waiting room. You are not almost there. You are not one more thing away from being worthy of celebration. You have already arrived multiple times in ways your younger self would be overwhelmed by. The question is not whether you have done enough. The question is whether you will allow yourself to see it. Next time, in part 2 of this message, we are going to get practical. We're going to talk about what celebration actually looks like in your 4 realms, what the posture of celebration is, and how you begin to build it as a daily practice rather than a rare event. But between now and then, I want you to do one thing, just one. Find something you have accomplished in the last 12 months, one thing your past self would be proud of, and say out loud, "I did that. And I am proud of myself," not in your head, out loud, in your actual voice, where you can hear yourself say it. Notice what happens. Notice how it feels. Notice if you immediately try to change the subject or add a qualification. Just notice. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you want to understand where your energy is actually going and where your celebration is being blocked, we'll show you more than you expect. It takes about 5 minutes and it will give you a real map. I'm Dr. Rolanda. This is Dr. Rolanda's Bright Ideas. You've already arrived. Now act like it, be blessed, and see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show and found something inspiring to take with you on your wellness journey. If you're ready to dive deeper and kickstart your journey into well-being, access all of our tools on our link tree at linktr.ee/brightidco. Take our free wealth assessment to get started on the right path, and don't forget to check out our store at brightideaco.store, where you'll find a curated list of our tools and resources to support your personal growth in your journey. You'll find these links in the description and in the show notes. Before you go, be sure to hit subscribe and also tap the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new episodes. Well, I can hardly wait to see you next time. Meanwhile, take care of yourself and keep shining bright.